Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. And I'm here for just a couple minutes so we can talk about this Damian Lillard article that came out. Damian Lillard did an interview, I think it was with Vanity Fair. And he said in the interview, he said, I thought I was heading there a few years ago. I was hearing trade rumors. He's talking about the New York Knicks. He said, the Garden is my favorite place to play. What you guys think about that? I mean, I know it's just, he's talking. Maybe he was asked a question, probably asked, did he ever think about playing in New York, playing for the Knicks, those type of things. And so he answered it the best way that he could answer it, But he thought that he was going to be traded to the Knicks. And when someone thinks in the NBA, when somebody thinks that a move is going down, that means there was some smoke somewhere. You feel me? There was some smoke somewhere. We don't know where or exactly where, but there was some smoke somewhere to it. Not just rumors. NBA players don't just listen to rumors, in my opinion. I mean, they do, but then they go to their agent and say, hey, what's up with this? Is this true? Any truth to this? I got my man Die Hard Knicks here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about this a little bit. We're going to chop it up. What's going on, man? How you feeling, brother?
Chilling, man. Having a good night, man. Everything is good.
No doubt. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think that whenever this was supposed to be, there was some smoke to it? Maybe just a little bit of smoke to it. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, this really was about to go down.
Yeah. Well, I was doing some searching myself, man. So none other than everybody's favorite Knicks fan, Stephen A. Smith, he bust out with the rumor through his sources. From what I researched, it was July 5th in 2018, where there was like speculating because Dame, every year he gets kicked out the playoffs and stuff like that. So the big conversation was how long would he stay there, and have to keep doing the same thing with because they're not really improving the roster too much. He's basically there by himself. So anyway, the rumor would have been like it would have definitely been KP surrounded by him because this backstory. This is post Melo now. Melo's not on the team anymore. It's 2018. So you're talking about KP was on the team, Tim Hardaway Jr. still on the team, Courtney Lee, and guys trade workers like that. So it would have been a mix of those type of guys with Damian Lillard. But if you do that, then we're left with the same problem that we had with Melo, is that you have that one singular star, and then you don't have anybody else around him to play with. Have the whole team gone. So it would have been like history repeating itself anyway.
Yeah, so that was back then. 2018. And it would have been that way, right? It definitely would have been that way. Now, I doubt, if you look at 2018, that's around the time when Melo was about to be moved, I guess. You would think that he would have been like, nah, if I'm going to go there, Melo's not going to be there, I'm not going. And if Melo, was going to go to Portland, he probably wasn't going to go without Damian Lillard being there. You know what I mean? So that probably wasn't going to be either one of the players, although Melo had a no-trade clause. Damian Lillard, I don't think he had a no-trade or has a no-trade clause or had a no-trade clause at that point either. So it probably wasn't going to, it wouldn't have worked that way. But if it was going to be, or if there were rumors out there, I don't want to say if there were rumors out there, if he actually thought it was going to happen, then somewhere along the line, there was some smoke, right? There had to have been a little bit of smoke. Obviously, there wasn't no fire to it. You know what I mean? Looking at Damian Lillard now, listen, I love Damian Lillard. I do. I really like Damian Lillard. But looking at it right now, I'm just not sure at this point in time it would be the best thing for the New York Knicks to bring in a Damian Lillard. How old is Damian Lillard? 28, 29 years old?
Yeah, he's 29. He's pretty old. Once you get to 29, especially point guard, you're dangerous for this. That's why, I want to jump in and mention the name Chris Paul. I'm not a Chris fan. Just a simple fact of his age. And like Damian, I think you mentioned it a few, but Damian is not really making salary at the moment.
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad, Daha. You might want to try to go out and come back in because you're breaking up pretty bad, and it's kind of hard for people to hear right now because it's breaking up pretty bad. But yeah, looking at Damian Lillard in the Knicks at this point, 28, 29 years old, and his salary to me is way out of the realm of what the New York Knicks would want to do. Not right now. For the next 2 years, it's actually not too bad for Damian Lillard. But when you get into those later years, that's when the salary really jumps up there. And I'm not sure that's something that the Knicks are going to want to do. Or that I would want to do from the New York Knicks. I know Damian Lillard is Damian Lillard. You feel me? I get that 100%. But I just don't know, looking at his salary, if that is something you want to do. Not because he's not a good player, but because the Knicks just aren't in position to win. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Damian Lillard's salary. This season, he makes 19. This season, 2019-2020, salary is $29.8 million. Now, this is rounded off, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Next season, 2021, he makes 31.6. Okay, look, those 2 years are not bad, in my opinion, with Damian Lillard. That's not bad. 21-22, $43.7 million. 22-23, $47.2 million. 23-24, $50.7 million. Is he worth that money? He probably is. But with the New York Knicks right now, I just don't know. And then after the 23-24 season, you still got to pay him. If you're paying someone that amount of money to be, okay, so the argument, a lot of people would say, well, what about Chris Paul? You're willing to pay Chris Paul $40 million, but that's very short term, right? That's for this year and next year. And then he's done. With Damian Lillard, you're talking about, 2020, 2021 to 2023, 2024. Do you have what it takes to be able to build around them in that amount of time? Maybe you do. I don't know. Just saying, it's a big salary. Maybe you do. I love Damian Lillard, though. I love Damian Lillard. And if the Knicks were in position where you could bring him in and build with him, of course you'd have to make a trade because he's not going to be a free agent. And by the way, tomorrow night, tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, we're going to talk about some top free agents for the New York Knicks. But you would be, if you're trading for Damian Lillard, because he's not a free agent, you'd have to trade for Damian Lillard. So if you did that, that would be next season, right? You brought him in $31.6 million. And then you got, again, as you can see, $43.7 million, $47.2 million, $50.7 million. A lot of money. And trust me, I'm not saying that he's not worth the money. What I'm saying is, are we in position to spend that amount of money for a player if we're not really going to be able to, if we're not ready to put the players around them or have the players to put around them to contend? You don't spend that kind of money if you're not contending, unless you're, it's some kind of salary dump or, you have you're bringing in draft picks and things like that. And I know I've been an advocate of Chris Paul, but only if we are taking in draft picks from OKC. You feel me? I'm not sending out any draft picks, and I'm not sending out young players. Chris Paul. I'm only doing it if it's going to be a salary dump. So, obviously, saw rumors. Those were rumors back then. Still, if he believed it, if he thought it and believed it, I think that there was a little bit of smoke. a little bit of smoke there. Probably with some conversations. I don't know, man. Tell me what you think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, like I said, I only came on for a short amount of time. You know what I mean? I didn't come on to be on all night long. I just came on to talk about this real quick. And to let you know that tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, we'll be doing a show based on free agency. Who are the best free agents for the New York Knicks? Who are the best free agents? Who are your top free agents? You know? May 4th, you said the rivalry would become real. Nets versus Knicks with Dame and Kyrie. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Dame and Kyrie going at it 4 times a year. Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center, Manhattan, Brooklyn. That'd be crazy. Kyrie 420 said we could still do that trade with the Blazers. Donald Cannon, thank you for the super chat. You said, Sim, you know I'm selfish, but I'm glad for this pandemic. We get to have you many more nights during the week. I really appreciate what you do for us. I appreciate being on, man. I appreciate the sentiments, and I definitely appreciate the ability to be on. You know what I mean? To be on. Thank you for continuously joining me. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know, man. Do I ever think Damian Lillard, you know, if he came to the Knicks, it would definitely be box office. And it would definitely be, it'd be kind of crazy. But let's put it like this. If something doesn't happen, right? And I'm not even saying that this is anything in, you know, there's anything out there. You know, this whole show right now is just based on that one article and the one thing that he said. But if the Knicks were ever going to do something for Damian Lillard, it would have to be right now. Damian Lillard is, 28, 29 years old. By the time his contract ends, he's going to be 31, 32 years old. And he's making $50.7 million in that last year. And then you got to pay him after that. That's a lot. You know what I mean? So if you were going to do anything, you would have to do it now. And just don't know if the Knicks are really in position to bring in a Damian Lillard and build around him fast enough to win. You know what I'm saying? Like if Damian Lillard was 24, that's a little bit different, I think. It's a little bit different if he's 24 years old because you got some time. You got a couple of years that you can, you know, RJ Barrett grow, Mitchell Robinson can grow, some things like that. But when he's 28, 29 years old, it's kind of like, we got to do it now. You know what I mean? It's a nice pipe dream, but it's probably not reality, you know, probably not reality. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to jump on real quick and talk about it. Real quick. That's all. Damian Lillard. Man, I mean, if he came to the Knicks a couple years ago, the Garden would have been ecstatic. The Knicks would have been able to hopefully build something around him. Didn't happen. Still in Portland. Melo's in Portland with him. They're going to be in Orlando fighting for a playoff spot. So the best we can do is watch him in Orlando. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I thank you for joining me. Like I said, this was just a little quick thing. Jump on, talk about this real quick. I'm going to do some more of these. You know, just doing, you know, some little quick hitters. And we got the whole MBK network that's going to be doing some quick hitters like this too, especially on Sportscaster. Die Hard Knicks was on Sportscaster earlier today. Isaiah was on Sportscaster earlier today. So make sure you jump over there and check them out. Make sure you jump over there and check them out. But anyway, I'm getting out of here. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you check me out tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know what? I'll take a phone call or two. Got somebody calling. I'll take a phone call or two, and then, you know, I'll jump out of here. Caller, you're live. Nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
Hello, Simeon. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I just wanted to talk to you about Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
I just say I love Dame Dollar. I think the kid is a true competitor. He's fierce. I respect his, competitive nature. But I feel at this point of time in his career, like he's like right at the kind of the middle part of his prime. Like he's gonna turn 30 next month. I looked up his age, so these point guards, they tend to fall apart when they're 32, 33. So I don't know. It would be a good idea to trade for him right now because the Knicks don't really have a team to build around him. We're not any better than the Blazers talent-wise. If we traded for him, I don't know if it would be a good idea.
So you said he's going to be 30 when?
Next month.
Next
on
month.
July 15th. I looked up his birthday.
Okay, so he's going to be 30 next month. That means he's 31 at the end of the 2021 season, 32 at the end of the 2022 season, 33 at the end of the 2023 season, and then when he makes that $50.7 million, he'll be 34 years old. I feel you. I feel you on that one. I definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's like I feel like the best time to get a player like Damian Lillard is like when they're in like the mid-20s, because then you have like a good 7 to 9 years to win with them. If we got him now, we only have 3 years before he's pretty much dying in severe decline. Unless the Knicks can bring in another superstar, I just don't think it would be a good idea. It'd just be a waste of his time and the waste of the Knicks' time.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I definitely feel you. Hey, I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, later. Get another call in here. Call you live on Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's going on, Tim?
Good, man.
I just want to say thanks for picking up my call, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I want to talk about Dame Lillard. I know that's a real good conversation, man. I know you think it's a pipe dream and all, but I still want to be surprised if they trade for him. I think it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but I think it's possible.
You think so? I mean, listen, if they were going to do it, they'd have to do it now, and then they'd have to be confident that they could put some players around them.
I like that combo. Carry on. I'm sorry.
No, there's no way that you try to trade for Damian Lillard and then, just let him rock out with what you got. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do that. You're doing the team a disservice, and you're doing Damian Lillard a disservice. You know what I mean? If you're gonna trade for him, then you got to have a plan to put some pieces there.
I want to ask you. What do you feel about that combo of Lillard at the 1 and RJ at the 2, and also having Knox? I mean, what do you think about that nucleus?
RJ definitely has the same kind of heart that Damian Lillard has, or has heart. Let me say that. He hasn't proven yet that he has the same heart as Damian Lillard. I am suspecting that just from what I've seen and what I think I know about him. Right? He's still got some time to go in the league to prove that he's got that same kind of heart as Damian Lillard. But those are two go-getters right there that, can spur your team along. And then, hopefully Kevin Knox, someone like a Damian Lillard, or, if that were to happen, would be able to help motivate him. I'm not even going to say Kevin Knox isn't motivated, but maybe put a little bit more fire in him.
Now, here's my question, because you said something about Chris Paul, you wouldn't trade any picks. Now, when it comes to Damian Lillard, would you include picks? I would think you would have to yes, I think you would have to include picks, because also, they got a good guard over there. Besides C.J. McCollum, who's awesome, he's really dope. But they got that kid Anthony Simons. He's a problem too. So
yeah.
They got him from 2018. So Anthony Simons is a problem in Portland. And I know they got Zach Collins. I don't know how he had a shoulder injury. I don't know if they want to keep him. Hassan Whiteside had a good year as a veteran center. And I'm like, yo, man, Dame Dollar, we're talking box office. So you just said that, hey, man, I'm not talking about trading draft picks for Chris Paul. I want to know, would you it, you know, we're talking about at least 2 first-round picks, and we're talking about I don't want to give up Knox. I don't want to give up RJ, and I don't.
You know, there's no way that you're going to talk about trading for Damian Lillard and think you're not going to give up draft picks. There's just no two ways around it. If you're trying to trade for Damian Lillard, you'd be giving up draft picks and more. You know what I mean?
Cool. I wanted to hear that from you. I just wanted to hear that from you, that you're saying, hey, listen, because I'm like, sometimes, you know, you're not going to, you can't, you know, good, because you can't just give up a couple of pennies to get somebody like Damian Lillard. Like, I just want to make sure that I'm hearing that. Like, you know, it's like, yo, we got to be realistic sometimes with these trade.
Yeah, but let me say this, though. Although I understand that if you were to trade for Damian Lillard, you'd have to give up draft picks and you'd have to give up young players. That doesn't mean that I'm advocating for it. I just recognize that is what you would have to do. I'm not saying to go do that, because I think that's, you know, that's the epitome. That, you know, that right there is the epitome of giving up on any kind of rebuilding a team and then just going after star, right? You give up your draft picks, you give up young players, then you're just going after star, and then now you're hamstrung to build around that star. And I think that would be a grave mistake, a big mistake. But hey, my man, I appreciate you calling, because I'm going to get on to another call, so I'm not trying to be on too long tonight.
Man. I appreciate that, yeah.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So let me make that very clear. I know, you know, this is all just talk right now, you know, just something to talk about for your evening, you know, before you get ready for bed and wake up in the morning, do some more work, you know, to finish off your Friday. You know, just something to talk about. But no, I'm not advocating giving up any young players and draft picks for Damian Lillard. I am not, because we are not in position to really build and win with a player like that right now. We're just not there. It's just not there. We don't even have a coach. It's just not there. So no, I'm not advocating that at all. I'm just recognizing that, yes, you would have to give up a lot to get Damian Lillard. I'm not saying that's what to do. As a matter of fact, I think that would be a big mistake. A big mistake. So please, quote me on saying that. Not that it'd be a mistake because Damian Lillard is not a good player. It'd be a mistake because we are not ready. That's why I think it would be a mistake. So let's be clear on that. Anyway, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here with me. Check me out tomorrow night with the crew, man. We're going to be talking about the top draft picks for the Knicks. Which draft picks fit the New York Knicks? I know we don't have a coach, but just looking at who we have and the players that we know that are coming back, which, not draft picks, which free agents, we've been talking about draft picks, which free agents fit? 2020 free agency is coming up in October. I want to know what you think. There's be some names out there. We talked about Brandon Ingram last night. We're going to talk about Brandon Ingram tomorrow. Of course, Christian Wood is always out there, right? Fred VanVleet's name is always out there. We're going to talk about some people, maybe some other people that we think might fit. It should be a fun and good discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time. I'm out of here. Be peaceful, and make sure you check us out tomorrow night, 11 o'clock. I'm out.